Welcome back, kiddos. It's another WARBOND review. Today we've got the Patriotism. Today we've got the Polar Patriotism WARBOND. I'm going to try to be as positive as I can be here, but I still got to keep it real with you, because credits are a valuable commodity, and you should know what you're spending them on. All things considered, I would not call this a bad WARBOND by any means, and I can see one gun, maybe two in particular, getting some changes for the better in the future. Before we talk guns, though, we gotta talk cosmetics, mostly because it only takes a few seconds and I'm short on time at this beginning part. Not a huge fan on the first, on account of it looking like that Iron Giant thing on the Queen album cover. Second is by far my favorite. I have no idea why, but it reminds me of Wolverine. And the third one introduces a new armor color scheme that I'm actually a really big fan of, but I'm not very fond of the helmet by any means. There's also the match celebration animations, which are all pretty good, but it's readily apparent that the third one is going to be the most popular out of what I think will be pretty much every WARBOND before or after. With that out of the way, let's get on into guns, shall we? By the way, before we get into this, I know it's going to happen in a second, but you may want to stick it out to the end because there's some concerns that probably need to be addressed with this WARBOND. Our first gun on the docket today is the AR-61 Tenderiser. Realistically, I would consider this the best gun across the WARBOND until some serious things get tweaked. This is what I would refer to as a fantastic transitional firearm. What I mean when I say that is if you are trying to get into marksman rifles, but it feels like there's too much of a divide between them and assault rifles that you're really having hiccups with, this is the gun for you. It's got the best scope variant in the game, being the Red Cross, which reaches up to 100 meters, and it's got 3 different firing modes, being semi, burst, and automatic. The magazine feels remarkably comfortable, and the recoil is incredibly manageable even at long distances. If you already have all the other guns, I would consider this something around the lines of the Adjudicator's soft-spoken little brother. Oh, and just to get them out of the way, the incendiary impact unsurprisingly combines the effect of the incendiary grenade with the impact grenade, very good against bugs. And the anti-slow burster is also very good against bugs. Now, I'm a little sad to say this, and look, you know I try to stay positive here. I really don't want to get pessimistic on you. But things are going to start trending downwards very quickly here. The SMG 72 Pummeler is not one of the weapons I hope will be changed in the future, because I'm afraid it has already achieved its intended design, unfortunately enough. It does everything the Liberator Concussive does, with the added effect of being able to fire it one-handed. If you need something staggered, by all means, this will stagger it better than most other things. If you value accuracy and lethality, you're better off foregoing this option entirely. And I'll be real, it really hurts me to say that, especially as someone who found the Defender to be the perfect combination of mobility and firepower. I really wanted another SMG that I could find viable. This gun is fantastic if you want to push things around. It'll even work on Devastators. But there doesn't seem to be any real reason to bring this gun into a fight apart from wanting forgiveness for inaccuracy by bobbling your enemy's head around. I think it's about time we abandon concussive weapons in general, because it feels like they hurt much more than they help. The only way I can see this working out would be to remove the concussive effect entirely, and focus a lot more on a high damage, slow firing submachine gun. If this isn't working, which it's not, we can at least try to maintain some of this firearm's core identity. I would like to add I've seen some degree of viability against bugs as well, but not really to the point where I would bother bringing it over just a standard shotgun. It does not feel good talking down on another weapon that somebody worked hard to make, but I'm not given a whole lot of positives apart from potential to highlight on the matter. After testing how it performs against automatons and terminids separately, like I've done with all of these, this pistol has little to no offensive functionality. The recoil and handling make it feel as if it were shooting anti-material rounds, but the firepower it delivers feels more like the starter pistol got on growth hormone than Instead of getting big, it just lost all its hair. Not that there's anything wrong with being bald, of course. Fortunately, this one has an easy fix. All you gotta do is take that damage number or penetration rating and point it upwards towards the sky. It's clear this gun was supposed to be able to pack quite a punch behind it, but the damage got lost in translation somewhere. I feel I speak for most people when I say we expected something akin to a Desert Eagle, and we got a Dusty Beretta instead. I absolutely see this one being tuned up in the future. There's really no way it stays where it's at. And I feel the same way about the following. Okay, let's open this can of worms. After enough delaying the inevitable, we have ended up at the Plaz 101 Purifier. I know I said that I feel bad about trashing guns that people worked hard to make. And I stand by that, but I hold back that sentiment towards this gun particularly. My annoyance towards this weapon's existence supersedes every other emotion I have in regard to it. I know the CEO released a poll as to whether or not we should get the WARBOND today or have it delayed, but this was not factored in. I am genuinely aggravated for this gun's release, especially seeing as it can't even do what was billed off of the reveal trailer. This gun practically does not exist when you take it into a game. It's a slow projectile, it suffers bullet drop, has a charge up time that's a pain in the ass to figure out, and all that charging is for what? So I can still take 2 shots to knock a pilot off their strider? It's certainly not for killing Devastators, because all it does is stagger them, which, by the way, you can't follow up on because, once again, it takes too long to charge. Their downtime is out faster than yours is. I'm dumbfounded here. I tried it on every opponent. I tried it on heat vents. I am only left under the assumption that there's some kind of catastrophic bug in how it performs, because there is no way this was released intentionally as the final reward in regards to weapons out of a WARBOND. If this was done on purpose, I'm not even sure what to say in order to improve it, because I don't think it can be considered a finished weapon right now. Make the splash better, make the projectile faster, make the charge faster, at least indicate better when it's done, increase the damage, do something, anything, so that this gun is actually usable for the people that purchased it. Seriously, it's always better, and I know this is a controversial opinion because I'm saying nerf stuff, but it's always better to release an overpowered weapon in a player versus environment game and then scale it down after the fact if it's performing too well on metrics, as opposed to releasing it weak and then building it up from there, although I'm sure that wasn't the purpose. I'm sure someone thought numbers-wise this gun makes sense, but it just doesn't. Look, if you've been here before, you know how much I support the people working on the game at Arrowhead. I do. I was literally, when everyone was punching them in the face over the Sony thing, I was one of the only people who said, don't worry, we can still save this. Like, I really try to be on their side for as much as I can, or at least I try to be understandable, but my only imaginable defense for this happening would be that balancing and game design ended up tripping over each other during a miscommunication after all the chaos earlier this week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I don't want this to have to be the case. But this is the first time I'm suggesting you stay away from a WARBOND until you see these weapons get significant increases in lethality. It feels like shit to say. I don't want that to be the case. I want anything else to be the circumstance we find ourselves within, but I can't, in good conscience, recommend you get this. I'm not even angry. I'm not even angry about it. I'm just frustrated, and it feels bad, man. I would like to shortly vocalize something as we're finishing up here. Something important to me. Maybe to others as well. But you might be able to help me out with this. I don't speak to any developers. I don't have any inside knowledge, but someone told me they may have trouble playing their own game. which may lead to certain things getting tuned up or down accordingly. Now, I would like to say I can't corroborate this. Can't prove it. I don't have the video. Haven't watched it. Someone told me earlier today. I have yet to be able to prove it. Don't take that to the bank. However, what you can help me out on is I would like to extend an invitation. If you're a developer or even the average player and you would like to hear generally sound and respectful opinions on how to scale things up or down, and maybe you even want to play a few games, there's a Discord link in my channel info. It's not like the Burning Chaos that is the official Discord server. It's filled with good-natured people who know what they are doing and are willing to help others. I see to that personally. Engaging with players who can do the highest difficulty with consistency and relative ease may be able to shine some light on whereabouts balance should be. The only requirement is that you be 18 or over, because I don't tolerate the possibility for Minecraft streamer things to happen. For those of you that know, you know. It's gross. Alright, well, that's all I've got for you guys in this go-around. Tell me how you're feeling about the WARBOND in the comments if you've already gotten it, but also tell me how you would like to see things improved or changed. I'd love to hear. Other than that, thanks for watching as always, and take care. Have a good night.